Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, allow me to introduce Hail to the Chimp, a game of nefarious cunning, political intrigue, and clams. That's right, clams! For too long, we have been subjugated, ignored, repressed, abused. Now, we shall ascend to our rightful station in society. Yes! Yes! Power to the clams! Kneel, you things with knees! Kneel before your true master!
She's the British invasion of our time, an intellectual assault on the patriarchy. Moxie, welcome. A tough issue facing candidates this election comes from the Black Panther papas. Males of this species are tired of bearing the burden of hunting to nourish their families.
First of all, this issue is spreading beyond the melanistic leopards. That said, I support their right to free speech, and I don't believe that I'm walking on thin ice by saying it is well known that females of the species are active hunters. Females also bear the burden of gestation and then live birth and do so without complaining. I think it's time for males of all species to step up to their roles.
Speaking of males, you've criticized Ptolemy publicly. What do you have that he doesn't?
Where do I begin? Ptolemy lacks a certain, shall we say, refinement. His platform is unilateral. He's a vulgar imperialist in outsized populist clothing, rather garish clothing at that. I'm sure you'll agree the animal kingdom doesn't need any more of that nonsense. If elected, I will see to it that all animals, male, female, and intersex, work together for progress.
What book should be on every yak's reading list?
As you know, I'm a musk ox, and can't speak for yaks.
Whoops, sorry. I always do that.
I noticed. In any case, the man who mistook his wife for a yak is a long-time personal favorite.
Thank you so much, Moxie.
Not at all.
You knew the face long before you knew the name. That's the power of art. But is the name behind the face powerful enough for politics? Welcome, Santo. You claim that certain candidates, Hedwig, for instance, rely on popularity instead of platform, and yet the public arguably knows more about your art than your politics. What role does your face play in your campaign?
I've spent a lot of time alone, seeking the company of others only on rare occasion. I've learned to communicate with my face. That my face is so public does not make it merely popular or glamorous. You learn more about me by looking at my face than by listening to my speechwriter's words or studying my actions. I give you my face so that you shall see.
I see, I think. But, Santo, detractors say not even your bony armor can make up for a lack of sea legs. How can a desert dweller expect to rule a planet that's 3/4 ocean?
Juliet, what I bring is perspective. Inviting a sea creature to run the world is like asking a fish to climb a mountain. From the shore, I see all. And if I need to see more, I can employ a boat or even a submarine to take me there. The better question is, how would a fish rule land it cannot see?
Who has better armor? Pangolins or armadillos? Scales or bands?
Let's just say bands are easier to clean.
Thanks, Santo. My guest loves the nightlife and says he's got to boogie. Ptolemy, you represent hippos, and yet you do very little to live like one yourself. Are you for equality or rule by an iron even-toed hoof?
Juliet, sugar, all this talk of me is fixing everybody's problems. Back in the day, a hippo didn't like something, he'd fix it himself. Ptolemy wants to get us back to the good life. Every animal's got to pull his own weight. Which for some of us is more difficult than others, if you know what I mean.
Let's talk about obesity. A recent GRR poll showed that 89% of hippos favor obesity and ignore related health concerns. Critics like Bean say you are domesticating your species and threaten to do the same to all animals if elected.
It's better to have an over-caffeinated society so wound up it has to do cartwheels just to relax. Listen to me, kid. Ptolemy doesn't care what you do. Ptolemy don't care what you eat, where you graze. You want to stick your head in the sand, you go right ahead. Ptolemy ain't gonna stop you. But don't try to stop Ptolemy either.
We have a question from a viewer. Ptolemy, boxers or briefs?
In Egypt, we say, Commando Queva.
That's Spanish meaning...
I'm going Commando, dollface.
Oh, I see. Thank you. I'm here with Toshiro, the only candidate who claims to be utterly without fear. Toshiro, welcome to GRR. You are recognized for your discipline. You have your own private army, but it is a sea army. How can an invertebrate manage a land-based military if he never steps foot on shore?
It's a good question. Life is short and lonely for an octopus. We learn more in a fortnight than most mammals discover in a year. The simple answer is, I have a staff. Shorebirds and other amphibious sorts. Not to be shadowy, but I have my means.
Your proclivity for writing poetry is well known. How are you so prolific, and do your themes appeal beyond octopi audiences?
It's octopods. And yes, my themes are universal. I'm productive because I'm equipped by nature.
Isn't it also within your nature to change color if threatened on a position?
Juliet-sama, my ability to change color is not flaw, but an advantage. Growing up with 8 tentacles arranged around the circumference of my body taught me to think of many things at once, to see all sides. Everything changes, Juliet-sama. Life is not a constant.
Toshiro-san. GRR's guest this hour epitomizes the phrase, run silent, run deep. Murgatroyd, you mystify your running mates and the general public. No one really knows where you sit on the issues, yet somehow many seem to believe you stand for something solid enough to earn their clams. You aren't concerned about losing this race to a candidate who articulates his or her objectives more clearly? Why are you so sure of yourself? I see. Well, that certainly sets you apart from the smack. How did you first get into politics? Interesting. Okay. Now, Murgatroyd, if you were a vertebrate, which animal would you want to be? An elephant! Oh, but Murgatroyd, why? You have so much flexibility in your current form. Of course, exactly. Thank you, Murgatroyd. We'll see you at the polls. My guest this hour is Hedwig, spokesbear, singer, and self-proclaimed idol, but world leader? We'll just have to see. Thank you for being here. The polar ice caps are melting. What are you going to do about it?
I use pack ice as a platform for catching food, not clams. It's important to me, Juliet. It really is. This climate needs a voice, a face. Everyone knows the problem with the environment is that it's just not sexy. There's no vavoom. You follow?
To the contrary, GRR reported last week an increase in anorexia among teen polar bears, mostly female. Is thin in as a result of the ice crisis?
Phooey! Juliet, you know as well as anyone that fashion is fickle. If you don't like a trend, just wait. Besides, we're all a little slimmer in the midsection after a long winter, but come fall, we're as plump and delicious as hop seals.
If you had to be stranded with one of the other candidates, whom would you choose?
Crackers would drive me nuts. Santo, well, you know how I feel about Santo. Toshiro is hot, but boring. Probably Moxie. It's a tundra thing.
Thank you, Hedwig. My next guest, Floyd, hasn't always envisioned a place for himself among the world's leaders, but he's proof of the verity of the phrase, what a difference a day makes. Floyd, you're the slacker who became a swami. Just what does that mean?
Juliet. You see, you don't need eyes to see, man. Just listen and you'll receive what I'm saying. Listen for it. I'm on a magical mystery tour, baby. Join me.
You are a guru to the young and old, the like-minded and not so like-minded. You say you are a messenger of sorts.
That's right. I was your average slouch. And then it's like, whoosh, 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 and how you doing? See? Just like that. 1 minute over here, next minute over there. Yeah. And then over here, and then back over there. See? I walk the land.
Do you have a strategy to bypass the media to get your message directly to the animals?
No.
Floyd, some worry you might not rule with enough clarity of purpose, that your message is too abstract. What do you say to them?
I am the walrus.
Whatever that means. Thanks, Floyd. My guest this hour is the only monkey who served the former king in a capacity other than dinner. Welcome, Crackers.
Thanks.
Opponents say you are a shill for the lion with no platform of your own, and yet you call yourself an experienced politico. Who's right?
Let me explain it to you, Juliet. The problem with the animal kingdom is that it doesn't want to accept that somebody's got to be boss. You've got a mess of them thinking the animals don't need a leader. I'm not one to mention names, but we've got a candidate who thinks Pilates can change the world. We've got two inarticulates thinking they can tell the rest of us how to live, and we can't understand a thing they say.
Sounds like evasion, Crackers. What about your platform? What are voters going to get from you for their clams?
Order. And through order, peace. You know, I've talked to the animals. I know what they want. I speak their language.
Peace by returning to the old system?
Nuts! A lot has happened since the lion was dethroned. Next question.
Paint a picture of Crackers for us as a young simian primate.
Juliet, I was just like any monkey, really. A prankster, rebel, wild kid, always causing trouble, but with my heart in the right place, if not my head. My father'd smack me upside the orbital bone and say, "Son, they've got a place for primates like you."
And where was that?
He never did tell me.
Thanks.
Maybe the presidency.
Thanks, Crackers. Today's guest is a one-woman variety show who's hoping to turn millions of fans into millions of clams. Welcome, Daisy.
Hello, Juliet.
Your fan base isn't of legal voting age. Most can't even lay eggs. Further, your critics say you're a shrewd entertainer, but no politician. How do you respond?
First, I want to thank everyone for supporting me. Thank you. I love you.
Let's stay on topic.
Young animals love me so much, Juliet, because I get them. I see eye to eye with everyone. Predators, prey, and everything in between. I'm soft and hard. Yeah!
You didn't answer the question, Daisy.
Yes, I did, Juliet. You're so silly.
Does your electroreception give you an edge in the election?
Yes, I can tell where electricity is coming from. And it comes from me. Pow!
Daisy, are you ducking the question again?
Well, Juliet, I can detect when a clam is getting ready to vote for me by the way the little cobber moves his muscles. It's wicked cool. So all you little clams out there, talk to your parents. I'm watching you.
One more question. Where do you stand on eating one's young?
Huh?
The platypus is the only mammalian egg layer, and while your species doesn't eat its young, some egg layers do. Should females of other species be allowed to indiscriminately eat their young?
I don't believe in snacking on your wee ones. Unless you've got a darn good reason. Which is why I tell children to always be good.
Thanks, Daisy.
Thank you, Juliet. I love you.
Joining me is the candidate who puts the pain in campaign. Bean, you're killing us. You have vowed to kick us into shape, each of us, if elected. Some candidates, however, think your campaign doesn't have real muscle. Does caffeine keep you going, or is that criticism pure vitriol?
Juliet, I can't slow down long enough to think about what you just asked, but I want to say that by endurance we conquer. We won't win by siding with Ptolemy or Hedwig.
Well, what are we trying to win exactly?
Everything.
Where do you stand on defense?
You mean like territory disputes?
Sure. Habitat protection, pod, colony, herd, pack defense,
Yes,
and
yes,
food and
of
water
course,
source
yes,
fortification.
Well, it's simple, really. When animals are in tip-top shape, when they're eating right and getting lots of exercise, they are mentally and emotionally stronger and less interested in fighting.
You know this for a fact?
Yes, absolutely. Meditated on it.
Right. Tell me, what has been the most difficult challenge for you?
Closing my eyes for more than an eighth of a second.
You do have big eyes.
Oh, that I do.
Thanks, Bean.
Good evening and welcome to the first presidential debate. Tonight's topic, regaining the trust of the animal kingdom. You know the four candidates. Ptolemy.
Yo, Woodchuck Chumley.
No opening statements, Ptolemy. Moxie, Crackers, and Bean. Our first question. Animals' faith in government has been shattered. If elected president of the animal kingdom, what one action could you take on your first day to show the citizens that they can trust your leadership?
Here's what we're going to do, my fuzzy little friend. We're going to throw a party. I'm talking disco balls. I'm talking caviar. I'm talking funky music. And everybody's invited. Citizens got to know firsthand that their new leader's all about giving them a good time, baby.
Responses?
I have one, yes. Animals, what you have just heard from Ptolemy is the same ridiculous leadership philosophy that was the hallmark of our former king. Being a leader isn't about lavish parties. It's about making tough calls. And while I haven't made those tough calls yet, I've read quite a lot about them, and I have a good idea of what they might be like, which is far more than Ptolemy can say.
Crackers, you were part of the previous administration. How can the animals be expected to trust somebody with such a deep connection to the Lion King?
I am my own monkey. It's that simple. Yes, I worked loyally for the king. Yes, I carried out directives from him that made life miserable for animals around the world. And yes, I'm probably a big reason why the kingdom is in the mess it's in today. But doesn't that mean I have the most experience of all the candidates? I mean, I know what not to do. How many animals up here can say they know what not to do, huh?
By show of hands, who thinks they know what not to do?
Oh, Crackers, all you offer is more of the same, as if that's what anybody wants. If we want to achieve results and make real progress, we've got to kick this government into high gear. We got to sweat. We got to push it. We
Okay,
got to...
Bean, thank you. That's enough.
Woohoo! Bean for president!
Welcome back to the presidential debate. I'm Woodchuck Chumley. Our next topic, the territory dispute in the swamps of Pantanal. Land animals and aquatic animals both claim the region as their own. Is there any way to end this controversy peacefully? Toshiro, we'll start with you.
I shall not stand up here and lie to your face like some of my colleagues here. The honorable thing is to tell the truth. The swamps belong to aquatic animals. If you step on the surface of something and you sink, it means you're on the water, and water belongs to water dwellers. Not just in Brazil, but the rest of the planet too.
You know, I'm sorry, Woodchuck Chumley. I don't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead, I'll give you 10 seconds.
Thank you. Toshiro, you're wrong. Wrong. You see the world in black and white, but it's not that simple. What about those little bugs that can walk on water? They don't sink. Do they own the swamplands too?
Do not sully this discussion with talk of useless
Don't
vermin.
tell me what to do.
Do not
you don't
flap your
scare
bill
me, you
about things you
squishy
do
old
not
drongo.
understand.
I eat guys
Don't
like
make me
you
come
for
over
Daisy, I'm
breakfast.
sorry, but there are rules in this debate, and one of them is to not directly question other candidates.
Yes, Daisy. Honor the rules. Do not let your youth and inexperience get the better of you.
Oh, get over yourself, Toshiro. It's always honor this and honor that with you. Maybe if we spent less time worrying about honor and more time learning to share our swamplands, we wouldn't be in this mess.
All right, we're short on time, and I'd like everybody to answer this important question. Santo, the swampland, what to do?
I think it's time for an unconventional approach because, frankly, the old way of thinking has failed. What I'd like to do is drain this swamp, refill it with many colors of paint, blue, green, hot pink, magenta, and turn the entire region into the largest piece of public outdoor art in the world.
How will that bring peace, exactly?
Well, look at it this way. Everybody likes art, right? What would you rather see in the swamp? Warring factions of land and water creatures? Or a lot of bright colors?
Point taken. Hedwig?
I think I am truly the only one on this stage who's qualified to answer this question. As a kid, I spent my youth not only floating on the ice sheets, but also swimming between those ice sheets. So I understand both sides of the issue. As your leader, I would record an album to benefit the region. The money from the sale of that album would then be given equally to both sides to get them to stop fighting. I can tell you from experience that money solved all of my problems, so I'm sure money will solve this problem.
I like the cut of your jib. When we return from the break, we'll move on to our next topic. Should the government pay for snacks? We now come to perhaps the most controversial topic of the presidential debates. Parents at home, please consider turning your spawn away from the television. At issue is the eating of animals by other animals. Some argue it's a necessity. Others say it's an outmoded custom that should end immediately. Candidates for the animals at home and in this audience tonight, please state as plainly as possible where you stand on this divisive issue. Hedwig, if you would.
I am a carnivore, and I make no apologies for it. I believe it is necessary. I do. And saving the planet from the ill effects of overpopulation is yummy. I think it's a win-win.
Toshiro, you've made no secret of the fact that you're a carnivore. Do you feel the same way as Hedwig?
It is with reluctance that I say yes. I do believe in eating other animals for the same reasons that Hedwig has stated. But let me be clear that I believe the animals should be given the opportunity to be consumed honorably. Hedwig's method of snatching an animal and tearing it to pieces with her lethal death claws is terrible and undignified. I, on the other hand, use my nerve poison to paralyze animals so they don't feel any pain when I devour them. And that, I believe, is the honorable thing to do.
Moxie, your response?
Like any sensible animal, I'm outraged at what I'm hearing from Hedwig and Toshiro. I chose to be a herbivore after much study, and here's why. This population control argument that is so often espoused by the carnivores is a farce. I live on a simple diet of plants, willow, dwarf birch, alder, and herbs, and look at me, strong as a musk ox.
You certainly smell strong.
As your president, I will institute a training program to educate animals of all stripes how to subsist on the diet that sustains me both nutritionally and morally. There is no reason to live on the flesh of the old and weak when there are eco-friendly and animal-friendly options available. In closing, I'd like to note that the Lion King, whom I might add Crackers worked for, was a notorious carnivore who ate some of the kingdom's greatest minds. Do we want to go back to that?
Crackers, that seemed to be a direct attack on you. Care to respond?
I appear to be the only candidate that understands the concept of balance. Is eating animals wrong? I don't think so. Look, the king ate who he had to in order to maintain order in the kingdom. Sorry, but it's true. Does that mean we shouldn't strive to limit our consumption of each other? Of course not. I'm an omnivore and a realist. Fruit, leaves, seeds, nuts, and flowers should absolutely be the cornerstone of every diet. But there's a time and a place for eggs, rodents, and even the occasional harp seal to be eaten. And at the end of the day, it should be left up to the individual species, not the government, to decide whether or not it's appropriate to eat another animal.
Thank you to you all. This is Woodchuck Chumley, signing off. Candidates, by a show of limbs, how many of you would raise taxes if elected? Murgatroyd, why do you support raising taxes?
Typical. The tax and spend jellyfish has no reasonable argument for taking more money out of our pockets. As president, I would let animals keep their money. The less services the government provides, the more animals will take responsibility for themselves. We've gotten lazy. Just for example, we should trash the public transportation system. It costs too much money. And besides, you should probably be jogging or swimming.
Floyd, you raised your flipper. What purpose does raising taxes serve?
My economic knowledge is vast. My understanding of the tax code, deep. My cosmic economic advisors say that increasing taxes is simple necessity. With gentle spirit, they tell me, your love give me such a thrill, but your love don't pay my bills. I need money. Do you understand? If we're to fund fish schools, if we're to pay for talon sharpening, if we are to ensure that our forests are neatly trimmed, we need more tax dollars. Love alone cannot solve our problems.
I've had enough.
Ptolemy, please wait until Floyd is finished.
Finished? I am.
Ptolemy, go ahead.
Mammals, fish, reptiles, and birds in the crowd. Now dig this. I ain't no fishy fish swimming in the sea, man. So why should I be funding fish school? That don't make no kind of sense. As far as I know, ain't no salmon got claws, but they're paying over $200 million in cold hard cash to pay for the eagles' talon sharpening. Now, can't those eagles pay for their own claws, just like old Ptolemy pays for his own fine medallions?
Good point, Murgatroyd? I think that was a good point. Does anybody know if that was a good point? All right, well, when we return, it's the lightning round on the threat of great white sharks evolving even sharper teeth.
That flashy medallion. That awesome cape. That hip, superfluous cane. Ptolemy would be a great leader for the kingdom if the year was 1975. But if you want a leader who lives in the now, you've got to choose the candidate from the Now 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 party, Bean.
I'm Bean, and I approve this message.
It's too bad we don't all live on one big dot.
Hey, I don't know you that well, lady.
If we did, Floyd's years spent working as a dock foreman would make him a great leader.
Stop touching me! Go away!
Unfortunately, we don't all live on a dock. We live in the real world. So maybe this election you should vote for the only candidate who has real-world experience. Crackers.
I'm Crackers, and I approve this message.
There's Moxie, reading again. Oh, look, that's Moxie, reading more. And now she's in a field, reading. I guess it's fair to say that Moxie is an expert in anything that's ever been written in a book. Too bad this book has never been written. On the other hand, Daisy has been leading generations of animals for years, and she didn't need some fancy book to teach her how to do that. Daisy, she's already doing the job. On election day, let's make it official.
I'm Daisy, and I approve this message.
We animals are through with the reign of the lion. Yet Crackers has been a faithful servant of the Lion King for years. And some animals even think if elected, Crackers would install another lion to the throne. If you vote for Crackers, who are you really voting for?
Hi, I'm Floyd, and I'm running for office because I'm sick of the man. Man, are other candidates as sick of the man as I am? Not if they're a monkey named Crackers. Huh? Oh yeah, and I approve this message.
Santo has painted over 5,000 self-portraits. Why hasn't Santo ever bothered to paint any other animals? Maybe it's because Santo spends all his time in a dark cave, totally oblivious to the world around him. Hedwig has performed for thousands of fans over her career. She knows the animals are out there, and she wants to be their leader. It looks like there's only one animal Santo is interested in leading. Himself.
I am Hedwig, and I totally approve this message.
Daisy is a kids show host who is beloved by animal tykes everywhere. But now she wants to lead adults. So what would things be like if Daisy was in charge? Maybe Daisy should stick to the kid stuff and leave the government to the grown-ups. Moxie, a mature leader for mature animals.
I am Moxie, and I proudly and resoundingly approve this message.
Why does Murgatroyd think Toshiro is the wrong choice to lead the animal kingdom? Let's let Murgatroyd speak for herself. Case closed. Murgatroyd approves of this message. Bean, her story is our story. From her humble beginnings in the treetops, to leading thousands of animals to a better life through physical activity. Through hard work and gallons of coffee, she has achieved her dreams, and she'll bring that same can-do spirit as your next leader.
I'm Bean, and I approve this message because I want to get the animal kingdom in shape.
You know, you learn a lot about the jungle by hanging out up here. You see panda families enjoying a day at the park. You see beavers working hard to build a dam for their children. And you realize that we must defend it! As your leader, I promise not to sleep ever! I'll keep a vigilant watch over the jungle from up here in the trees 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody's getting by me! Nobody! I'm Crackers, and I approve this message!
This election is about the future. It's about making sure we leave the world in better shape than we found it. For our children, and for our children's children. And I'm not gonna let anybody stand in my way. You hear me? Not anybody! I'm Daisy, and I approve this message.
The world is a beautiful place. And if I'm elected as your new leader, I promise to keep it a beautiful place. By investing in our infrastructure, by improving our education system, and by keeping our defense strong. My critics say I can't really promise those things. They say it's impossible, but hey, my critics don't have a radio with a direct line to super intelligent voices from beyond. I do. I'm Floyd, and I approve this message.
Toshiro is always very conscientious about turning off the lights if no one's in a room. I'd say his favorite food is toast.
Ptolemy is down with this message.
Last year, Floyd proposed a 20 million clam stairway to heaven. It got one yes vote. Murgatroyds. Just plain bonkers. Endearingly eccentric.
If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice.
Oh, hello. You know, in this election, a lot of candidates are going to be producing flashy campaign ads. They're spending millions of dollars trying to make themselves look good on camera. Why do you think that is? Maybe it's because they're not pretty enough to be leader of the animal kingdom. Well, I'm not spending millions to make this ad. Just a camera and a few simple lights. You see, I naturally look good on camera. Now, does that mean it'll cost less to run the government because I'm already pretty? The answer, friends, is yes. I'm Hedwig, I'm pretty, and I approve this message.
Would Floyd cut healthcare? Would Floyd close our precious schools? The fact is, Floyd can't tell you what he's going to do until someone else tells him to do it.
Vote for a candidate who goes with her gut. I'm Hedwig, and I approve this message.
If there was a candidate who had read all of these books, who had absorbed all of this knowledge, who had devoted this much time to becoming a good leader, wouldn't you vote for that candidate? Say hello to Moxie.
I'm Moxie. I've read a lot of books, and I approve this message.
Power is supposed to corrupt, but what does Daisy know about corruption? Nothing. Yet. Or is that just what she wants you to think?
I'm not a TV personality like Daisy. I'm a worldly artist, and that means my integrity can't be compromised.
Murgatroyd has all the qualities voters like you need in a leader. Like quiet wisdom, silent strength, barely audible conviction. Basically, whatever you believe in, she probably does too. Murgatroyd, make up your own mind.
Murgatroyd probably approves this message. Santo admits he doesn't know a sea cucumber from a sea carrot, but he thinks he's fit to rule the ocean where most of us live. How can that plate-covered whatever he is be so ignorant and high-handed?
It is my regrettable duty to approve this message.
Daisy is tough on predators. When Crackers was in charge, he let Tiger Murdoch, a convicted predator, out on weekend forage, and he killed a gazelle. Daisy supports declawing predators. Crackers' policy? Weekend forages.
I approve this ad, for your children's sake.
On Election Day, you have a choice. You can vote for a candidate who will keep the jungle in a fog. Or you can vote for the candidate who will clear the air. Ptolemy.
I approve this message, baby.
Hedwig teaches our children to love peanut butter. Hedwig teaches our children to binge when it's warm and hibernate when it's cold. Parents, do you want your kids growing up to be a meatball like Hedwig?
You bet I approve this message.
Oh, hello there. You know, the scandals that rocked our government have filled our jungle with ugliness. What we need now, more than ever, is a leader with a proven track record of providing the community with beauty. For decades, I've fought with my paintbrush to give us all something pretty to look at. And as your leader, I promise to paint a picture for every citizen so nobody ever has to look at something ugly ever again. That's my promise to you. I'm Santo, and I approve this message.
Doesn't that grass look tasty? Oh well. I smell dinner. Maybe not. Isn't it great to have President Bean tell you what to eat?
I approve this message, and so do you.
In one of the driest parts of the planet, one marine animal stood up and took action. He personally watered each and every plant. He brought the desert back to life through sheer strength and determination. Some say an ocean dweller doesn't understand the jungle, but Toshiro doesn't just understand the jungle, he is saving it.
I'm Toshiro. I approve this message.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
If you don't want to work out like a maniac, I believe you shouldn't have to. If you want a leader who knows the value of slacking off, vote for me. Follow me.
I'm scared of Moxie.
Moxie wants predators in our schools. Well, they'll learn to read and write and do a lovely dance. That'll keep them off the street.
And I scare easy.
Murgatroyd, she may well be on your side. So who are you voting for in this election?
Oh, Hedwig, definitely. She's so cool.
Do you agree with her stance on immigration?
I don't know.
Judicial review?
I don't know.
The role of our military?
I don't know.
Healthcare?
Look, I don't know, okay?
Hello there, voters. I'm Santo. Did you know that I approve of this message? Well, I do.
The muck he wallows in? Not his own. The bird grooming his hide? Also does his taxes. When drought left hundreds of gazelles dying of thirst in his backyard.
This is my river. Your kids want water? They can get it somewhere else.
My name's Moxie. I don't approve of Ptolemy's actions, but I do approve this message.
Here's what Murgatroyd said about education before a school of fish 2 weeks ago. But here's what Murgatroyd said to a meeting of senior whales just 8 days later. 1 issue, 2 positions, and neither one makes any sense. Toshiro, strong on the issues, right for us.
I'm Toshiro. I approve this message.
If you've been injured in an accident, just call me now, Attorney Don Schrent. Your rights are important to me. I'll fight to get you the most money. So if you've been injured in an accident, just call me now, Attorney Don Schrent. Yo.
Well, howdy, partner. You got a hanker for some tasty vittles? Well, come on down to the Braided Main Country Buffet and Salad Bar. We got 3 acres of feeding trough, largest salad bar in the county, and youngins eat free on the weekends. And remember, every Wednesday night is ladies' night. It's the Braided Main Country Buffet and Salad Bar, buckaroo. Yeah!
Where do you think this log should go? How about right there? And let's make sure we use the same mud we used on that last dam.
Are you guys done testing that dam yet? I need another dam design by 5 o'clock.
Dude, can you believe we get paid to do this? I know, and my mom said I'd never get anywhere playing with dams.
The Beavers Bend College of Dam Design and Technology offers evening and weekend courses. Become a dam designer today.
Mom? Mm-hmm. Do you ever get that not-so-fresh feeling?
No.
Oh, okay.
I use full-scale under-fin deodorant. It keeps me feeling fresh and dry all day.
Oh, so do I. I was just you know, asking.
Uh-huh, sure.
I do!
I mean, you'd have to be a total idiot not to use full scale.
I know, total idiot.
Full-scale underfin deodorant. Strong enough for a mackerel, but pH balanced for the halibut.
When you got a thirst for glory, and you gotta risk it all, the same old juice won't cut it. You need a shot of vegetable.
Formula VX is the only juice packed with extra vegetable power to give you that winning edge.
Formula VX. VX. We ain't got time for second best. Formula VX. VX. The extra juice. The extra boost. The extra vegetable power.
It's Princess Glamorbot, Scourge of the Galaxy. Today she battles the evil Kittenoids from Cuttlebase 12.
Missiles armed. Fire!
Take that, Kittenoid! Cuttlebase 12 destroyed!
But when the fighting's over, Princess Glamorbot has time for a workout. Then she goes to a fabulous dinner party.
Makeup application complete.
Princess Glamorbot, your evening gown is beautiful. I love you, Princess Glamorbot!
Princess Glamorbot comes with everything you see here. Kittenoid's playset sold separately from Mackerel.
You should eat it, you can't beat it.
Keep raising because it tastes so amazing.
Because it's everywhere!
Because the ground is there. It keeps growing and 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 growing grass.
This message brought to you by Prey for the ethical treatment of prey.
On the next Horse Sense.
But Seer, why is the bathtub full of apples again?
Indeed, Cousin Gary. How about them apples?
Horse Sense, weekday afternoons at 4:30.
Only on the Hen.
Hey, you tired of being fat and ugly? Do you want to fly like an eagle? I'm Jake Talon. I used to be just like you until I discovered the secret of Fly Chi-Do. Fly Chi-Do unleashes your body's potential with the power of flapping. Whether you're a lizard, an elephant, or a stupid penguin, Fly Chi-Do will give you the strength and confidence you need to achieve your dreams. Call us toll-free number to start a Fly Chi-Do fitness program right now.
You're at the top of your game. Respect and power? Baby, you've earned it. Yes, the years have been good to you. And you use Just for Gorillas. So now Silverback is just an honorary title. Just for Gorillas, put the silver behind you.
Children of the Cud Tomb, The Violence of the Lambs. In theaters this summer. This film is not yet rated.
Tomorrow on an all-new Orca. I feel really used. I just wanted to tell my story. By lying? Learn how to lose that last 10 pounds with lamprey eels? Amazing! Next Orca.
Man, this place is for real.
Hey, yo, give me some of that plankton.
W-H to the A-L-E. Eating plankton, yo, the way it's supposed to be. Packed with vitamins so eat your fill. Better get that krill all up in your grill. See that plankton is floating there. Eat that plankton like you just don't care. Eat 'em by the million like a millionaire. Because they're tiny and they're tasty and they're everywhere. That plankton's got vitamins.
Plankton keeps you fat, G. A message from the Plankton Council.
Mom, we're hungry! Just a few more minutes, kids!
Hey moms, why not get something new? Introducing new Prey Poppers. You're a busy mom, you had a busy day. You don't need to waste your time chasing prey. Prey Poppers! Pop them in the microwave. Think of all the time to save. It's Prey Poppers, bite-sized pastries bursting with delicious prey-flavored filling. Available in zebra, spotted seal, and new gazelle flavor.
Hey guys, do you want to make some new friends? If you're in the mood for deep conversation with a very special lady, call Thorny Girls right now. Thorny Girls are the thorniest hedgehogs around, and they're waiting to talk to you. So, call now.
I'm waiting. You know, getting older used to mean I couldn't go all the places I wanted. But ever since I got my Scamp electric scooter, I'm getting around better than ever.
Spot on. Apply directly to the scent gland. 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 Spot on is available without a prescription at retailers nationwide.
Ribbit, ribbit, Grizzle E here. You're going to croak when you see the deals we have for you this week. Our pond is overflowing with quality pre-owned vehicles at low, low prices. So leap on down to Grizzle E Motor Sales. You'll be happy you did, right, Freddy?
Actually, I can't do this anymore. This is demeaning. I mean, you're a bear for crying out loud.
Just read the card.
Located at the corner of Hogwash and Kodiak, just east of I-72.
Life can be better today with Vertebrextrasil. If you're a vertebrate animal over the age of 13, ask your doctor if Vertebrextrasil is right for you. Non-narcotic Vertebrextrasil should not be taken with crops. If your family has a history of heartworms, beak and feather disease, hoof rot, or arthritis, do not take Vertebrextrasil. Vertebrextrasil may cause dry snout, butterbeak, fin dysplasia, nausea, happy tail, snaggletooth, or paw polyps. Life can be better today with Vertebrextrasil. His songs are timeless. His voice is legendary among ocean-dwelling mammals. Now available for the first time on land, Watershed Classics is proud to present Wadim, Master of the Song. Available now on compact disc and cassette. Operators are standing by.
Hello, I'm Woodchuck Chumley, and it's time for Hot Coffee with me, Woodchuck Chumley. That's right, I said hot coffee. And when I say hot, you know I mean hot. And when I say coffee, you know I mean coffee. A big steaming mug of black coffee. I'm not talking about tea. I'm not talking about bottled water. I'm talking about coffee. Hot coffee, not iced. Who puts ice in their coffee? That's just stupid. If you are a coffee connoisseur, you know the only way to enjoy coffee is when it's steaming hot. Smell that steam. Just let that drift up your nostrils. Those of you who have nostrils, smell that coffee. That'll clear your sinuses, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. There's one thing you have to remember when you're dealing with hot coffee. You can't just pour it down your throat like honey or molasses. You'll hurt yourself, because it's hot. Some folks like to dip their tongue in to see if it's cool enough to drink. Not me. I value my tongue too much to risk it in a fresh cup of hot coffee. I take that coffee and I blow on it instead. A few strategically placed blasts of cool air from my parched throat, and this baby is ready to drink. But half the fun of hot coffee is the sense of anticipation. When I need my hot coffee, I need it. I need it bad. But if I force myself to wait, oh, it's just a little more delicious. I get jittery just thinking about it. Anticipation. That's the name of the game. If you learn how to do that, you'll be able to truly savor the exotic thrill of hot coffee. Sometimes I think it ought to be illegal. Hot coffee is what keeps me going. Those long, lonely nights at the GRR studios, editing copy, practicing my delivery, occasionally making up news stories from whole cloth. I couldn't do any of that without hot coffee. It's the hot thing to do and the coffee way to do it. Just look at it, sitting there, waiting for me to just pick it up and drink it. I can hardly stand it. Why, hello, Bean. Look, everyone, it's Bean, one of the presidential candidates. How nice of you to drop by.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Bean, let me ask you a personal question. Are you into hot coffee?
Am I? You need to ask?
Purely a formality, I assure you. So, how do you take your hot coffee?
I like mine with a little sugar.
Interesting.
Shall we?
I think we shall. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna drink all that hot coffee. To hot coffee.
To hot coffee.
This coffee has been rated M for by the Edible Stuff Ratings Board. Actually, this is pretty vile.
Yeah, it's cold too. Woohoo! Victory jog! My legs are on fire! My heart rate is in the red and I am pumped and ready to lead this kingdom! Yeah! All I need now is a little mochaccino. Hey, Secretariat!
Yes, Madam President?
Yeah. Where's my coffee?
You drank the last of it this morning, Madam President.
So run to the store and get some more. It's not rocket science.
They ran out yesterday.
Don't tell me that! Secretariat, I'm the president. You are my aide. I'm sure that with a little more positive thinking and a little less sitting around, you can figure this out. Coffee! Now!
Yes, Madam President.
No biggie. I can wait.
It's been quite a day, hasn't it, children? What have we learned? We learned that politics is a tough game, but if you believe in yourself and try your best, you can win. We learned that sometimes, when you disagree with someone, you can make things better by bopping them over the noggin as hard as you can. And we learned that our biggest friends can sometimes be very small.
President Daisy, I love you.
I love you too, little one. Now get some rest. It's nap time.
Secretariat?
Yes, Mr. President.
Yeah, I've made some decisions about my first official act in office. I'm gonna need a portable crystal bathtub full of hot dogs, a really big bus, and a dump truck loaded with nitroglycerin. Or was it, patchouli? I can't remember. You better make it a dump truck of each. Hey, is there a two-headed dolphin in the Treasury Department who wanted to meet with me about balancing the budget? Or was that just a dream?
I'll look into it, Mr. President.
You know what? Never mind. I also need a small bag of potato chips, a centrifuge, and a radio because I seem to have lost mine, man.
Very well, Mr. President.
Wow, you weren't kidding. You're actually insane all the time. I thought that was just something you did to be funny in debates. Sweet! I'm tired of politics as usual. Let's blow something up.
My fellow animals, welcome to my first State of the Kingdom address, sponsored in part by the Nut Nut Peanut Butter Corporation. Before I get started, I'd like to address the allegations that I have suffered in the press. I did not take illegal contributions from corporate sponsors. Not a single one. 0. But that was legal.
It was never easy, this business of politics, etc., etc. Epic struggle against the tides of ignorance and prejudice, and so on and so forth. But when the final clam was counted and I tasted the sweet fruit of victory, knew that I would write a new chapter in the history of the animal kingdom. The happy ending we all deserve. Blah, blah, blah. The end. Hello, this is President Moxie. Yes, I just finished it. I couldn't help noticing the cover of my own autobiography says I'm a yak. No, I'm a musk ox.
I've always been a musk ox. Well, you'd bloody well better fix it, hadn't you? What do you mean, what's the difference? Well, I care.
Being president is harder than I make it look.
Mr. President?
Yeah, baby.
It's time, sir.
Oh, it's always time.
Ready, sir?
Hit it, baby. Woo! Hit me now. Huh. Woo! Watch out now. Here I come. Look out. Fellas, I made to get up to do my thing. Huh.
That desk has to go. I'll need to repaint the walls. In fact, this whole place is going to need a lot of work. And this rug. Last time I checked, I was the president, not some clam. In fact, I might as well fix that while I'm here. This is going to be a very different animal kingdom by the time I get through with it. Much more Santo-centric, for one thing. New haiku. Election results. Octopus triumphs at last. President for life. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Help! Help! Great!
Mr. President, Woodchuck Chumley on line 1.
Woodchuck Chumley, what can I do for you? Need a pardon? An interview? Why not? What do you want to know? The king? Nope, haven't heard from him in weeks. They saw him here? News to me. You sure those koalas weren't just topped up on eucalyptus? You know what I mean? Woohoo! Well, it wouldn't be the first time, let me tell you. I already told you he's not here, didn't I? What do you want from me? I don't appreciate this line of questioning, Chumley, from you of all mammals. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some presidential stuff to do. Later. The media. Just like old times, eh?
It's been an incredible day here at GRR. Truly a historic broadcast. But like all good things, this too must come to an end. And it's coming to an end right now. I'd like to thank my co-anchor, Juliet, for her uncharacteristically fine work this evening. I'd like to thank Rusty for not keeling over during the broadcast. I'd like to thank Eartha and Nipsey for their astoundingly erudite commentary. Wouldn't have been the same without you. And of course we thank you, our loyal viewers, for continuing to tune in. Keep those cards and letters coming. For all of us at GRR, this is Woodchuck Chumley saying good... What? Oh, come on now, you can't be serious. I'm a respected journalist. This is... Fine. As we come to the end of our broadcast, I hope you'll rise with me and the rest of the GRR News team to sing the GRR News Anthem. When you don't know the score, we'll tell you what's in store. GRR News. No matter where you are, Boise or Zanzibar, tune in to GRR News on the Hoof. If you are left confused by other TV news, we raise the bar. No angry manatees shouting profanities. Stop the insanity. Try G R R